Welcome to the channel, my name's James, and today we're going to be making a beat using a sample that I've grabbed from this record here, 20 Golden Oldies. Specifically, track 3 on side 2, Mutual Admiration Society. I've already gone ahead and grabbed the sample that I want to use, rendered it out, and then I've airdropped it to my iPad. Because the way that we're going to do this is by using Beatmaker 3 as sort of like a performance instrument, similar to like an MPC or a launch pad. So first things first is I'm going to go ahead and open Beatmaker 3, new session. I'm going to go and find the sample which I've saved over here. First sample that I want to grab is horns. Just by tapping on the sample that I want, we get to sample the sample, and then I go ahead and load, and then I'm gonna jump back here. First thing that I want to do is see if I want to tune the sample at all. That sounds kind of cool. -4 steps. I'm also going to go ahead and hit the BPM here and go to auto detect tempo. It reckons it's 1:15:25. So then I'm also going to go ahead and set my tempo, my global tempo up here, also to 1:15:25. Next thing I'm also going to do is go loop alternated, and then from here I'm then going to start chopping up the sample. So I'm going to go here to the edit page, slice mode, and then go auto slice detect. And then I'm going to drop this down until it gets to the point where it's pretty much got all the samples. There's a few missing here, like we can see this one here, and same thing over here on bar 4. So what we're going to do there is then use the little arrow, and we can see it says here, new slice. And we're gonna go and do exactly that. So new slice there, and new slice there. Then what we're gonna do is go ahead and hit save, go slice to pads, choke group 1, apply. So now if we go over to our performance pads, so we're gonna switch over to 64 pads. Now usually I would like that looping on, but I think I'm actually going to turn the loop off, which is kind of annoying because I have to go through and do it for every performance pad. Now if there's anyone out there that actually knows how to do this sort of like on a global scale for all of the performance pads, please let me know, because going through and doing it this way, and not just turning off the loop mode, but any of these settings, like if I wanted to change the pitch again, if I didn't like this -4 and I wanted to change them all to a different tuning now, I would have to do this exact same thing, going through and doing each pad individually. So yeah, if there is a way to do it, please let me know. Now it's just time to sort of play around and find something cool to then record in and use as a main loop for, I guess, the first A section of the song. The next thing I want to do is start putting a beat down. So first things first, go ahead, open up a new bank here. I then want to come back and go to the vinyl drum vault. I then am going to go to Classic Breaks Volume 2 for today. Ooh, I like that. I like all the reverb. I load that in, BPM, auto detect, reckons 136. But then I'm gonna set this global tempo here to the same as what I have set in Reaper, which is 88. Do I want to tune the sample? I'm mainly listening to how it affects the kick and the snare, mainly the punchiness of the kick, and then the overall sort of like how the snare is fitting. Is it like warping too much? Is it affecting the really nice reverb that's already in there too much? -2. I reckon -2 is really good. I'm then gonna go ahead and saturate a little bit, I reckon. Yeah. Saturation can kind of just bring some of that punchiness back that is now gone because I've detuned it a little bit. So now I'm gonna go ahead, slice mode, auto slice, detect, and same thing as before, just sort of pulling it down. Let's go about there. Save, slice to pads, choke group 2. Nice. Time to figure out a beat. Nice. That's kind of like the main idea. I think with this song, what I'm gonna do is build the kind of main section up as big as I can and then come back and start arranging things from there. So from here, I probably want to put in a bass line, or I do also have some other samples from the same song on the vinyl. So I've got this flute. I got horns too. My baby and me. My baby and me. Which has some extra vocal stuff in there as well. And then I've got these vocals. We belong to a mutual admiration society. I might actually see what I can do with this flute. First things first. It's pretty quiet, so I'm gonna gain it up just a little bit. Auto detect tempo. I'm gonna tune it down. Gonna go. It's kind of cool. Let's go into slice mode. Save the pads. There we go. Cool. So with how well that turned out, I think what I'm going to try and do now is do a similar thing, but with the vocal samples that I've pulled from the vinyl as well. Go on and drop them onto a new bank, tuned it down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and go edit, slice, auto, detect. Half, one missing here, 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 and over here. Save, pads. Just got some of these longer ones and sort of using them as like sort of ramp ups I think could be pretty cool. So what I'm gonna do is just record them in and then place them sort of where I want later on. I think next thing to do is put a bass synth or maybe even a bass guitar in. You know, I might actually go the ample bass today maybe. Nice. I think that's it. Just gonna change this last note here. So it sort of does like a walk down. I think that's kind of coming together as for like the main section. I want to add something else in there that's a little bit higher pitch that can kind of contrast some of the more like intense, grittier elements. That's cool. I like that. There's a little bit of timing to fix up. I'll just move that over. It sort of like flows into there. So with all of my parts in here ready to go, what I think I want to do now is then start arranging the piece into its different sections. First thing I want to do is have these horns, the original horns, open the song. I think I might just do a 2-bar. And then come in there. Let's take the whole first 4 bars of here. Take in these 2 bars of there. Bass. And then we get everything in. Actually, I'll get rid of those vocals. I reckon chuck one of those there. And then we'll do a full, probably not the main chime melody yet. I think something I definitely want to do to these flutes is send them probably to... That's cool. Let's go some delay as well. Go maybe some dotted 8ths. I'm gonna give this bass a little bit more character as well. Actually send some of this drum bus to this delay. Maybe a little bit of reverb as well. I then want to go a full repeat of this. This. I want to send this to some modulation. That's cool. Okay, I think I kind of got the arrangement done here. So it really just goes intro, section A, without the melody, section B, drops some of the stuff out but keeps the beat kind of the entire time, and then section A with the melody, and then sort of an outro section here. What I want to do is do like a full swell filter right before this final sort of chorusy section starts. That's pretty cool. Just gonna go ahead and do some real simple sort of filtering, EQ on all of the things that just don't really need a whole lot of like low end. Just throw some of these random vocal things around. One last thing, I'm gonna send the drum bus to the modulation send. I'm gonna automate the volume sort of like this. Hell yeah. Well, that's gonna be it from me in this one. I've really been enjoying sampling these old records and breathing some new life into some songs which I've never heard before. I've also really been enjoying messing around with Beatmaker 3 and finding kind of the best way to use it for myself and to produce some new tracks. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of the beat, and catch me in the next one.